Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Retro and welcome to another of my weekly video game finds videos. I want to start with some retro hardware that's quite obscure. I went over to a guy's place to pick up some PC games, and while we were rummaging through the boxes, I stumbled upon this and I didn't know what it was. I looked at it, it's for the Amiga, so I just thought, well, let's pick it up and see if it's anything. And it turns out these are quite rare. First on the left we have the GVP, which is Great Valley Products A53 Turbo. This is a 40 megahertz turbo booster with a hard drive in it. This thing is quite heavy, by the way. It's tested working by its previous owner, and it boosts the performance of your Amiga. This is from the same manufacturer as also GVP, and this is a DSS8 digital sound studio. So this is a sound card or sound effects thingy for the Amiga. This is not for the Amiga but for the Commodore 64. This is the final cartridge 3, which has a freeze and a reset button, and he told me this was something to speed up your loading. Then we have the Action Replay AMK Mark III. Well, Action Replay are quite common actually. These are released on pretty much every system back then, and this is for cheat codes, etc. But this has a lot of different buttons, so probably has some more functions. And then nothing really obscure, but just cool. These are 3.5 inch floppies, DD floppies, still sealed, and these are 5.25 inch floppies, still sealed. Never saw that in the sealed box. Probably not really rare. Boxes and boxes of those left somewhere, but I had never seen them. These are the PC big box games that I picked up, where I also got that other stuff I just showed, and these two was where it's all about, because this is Frank de Boer on the front, and that's Jaap Stam, and I just wanted to have those. Nah, just kidding. These are some shitty sports games, and here we get to the good ones. Bioforge, Sam and Max Hit the Road, Day of the Tentacle, Murder, Death, Kill, MDK2, Phantasmagoria, and The 11th Hour. These are all flea market finds. This is a Game Boy Advance SP Arctic Blue. Box is in quite a used condition. Some loose cartridges, Pokemon, Godzilla, and Tetris. Then these are all complete in box and original, so non-fake. Mario Power Tennis, but this one got mutilated. Ow, that hurts. So that can end up in the trash bin. Tom and Jerry Tales, the rest are all nice, by the way. Avatar Legend of Aang, Pokemon Leaf Green, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Monsters Inc., Pokemon Emerald, Looney Tunes Double Pack with Dizzy Driving and Acme Antics, SpongeBob SquarePants and His Friends, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Tom and Jerry Infernal Escape, Worms Blast, and the last one is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Then some Master System games, Speedball, Dick Tracy, Psychic World, and the last one is Chase HQ. This is a Korting or Kurting or whatever you call it, Tele Multiplay, and this is a really old school Pong console with some really special controllers. As you can see, it's circular and has a turning knob, as usual with Pong controllers. This one is complete in the box, which is quite rare for something this old, because this is really this is pre-80s. This is a 70s type console, and if you know how these Pong consoles play, you know that these shots are not really gameplay like. It's more like this. It's just Pong, and they made it foosball or football by adding an extra tile, etc. So it's nothing really spectacular in gameplay. I have another one of these here, and this is from a different brand, and back then you had a lot of brands making these, and this was actually the first console war, Pong consoles. And this is the Radofin Color TV game. It has more games, as you can see here on the bottom. It has Space Target, Tennis, Hockey, Squash, Squash Practice, Target, Grid Ball, Football, Basketball, and Basketball Practice. But again, it's all just pretty much a ball and a couple of blocks. This is what the console looks like. Really old. You can see the colors. Those are not colors we use nowadays. And these joysticks are 360 degrees, but they're really, I'd say they don't flip back to the middle, so they just stay in position. That's also something you don't see anymore. Some random stuff I picked up at a second-hand store. Pokemon Emerald, Wonder Boy in Monster World, a Super Nintendo controller in the box, and some PC games. The Chosen Blood 2, Lost Vikings 2, Indiana Jones Fate of Atlantis, Indiana Jones Infernal Machine, Apes Exodus, and Apes Odyssey. Those are both Oddworld games. In all my years of video game collecting, I've never had a single Panasonic 3DO game, and this is a whole bunch of them. Some of these are sealed, like this one, Power's Kingdom. Then Primal Rage, also sealed. Iron Angel of the Apocalypse. Rise of the Robots, which is a long box, cardboard box version. And then some non-sealed games, Battle Sports, Striker World Cup Special, Starfighter, PGA Tour 96, Theme Park, Blade Force, and the last two are Return Fire Maps of Death and Return Fire. So this one is an expansion for Return Fire. These are not really rare, but just 3DO games are very uncommon to stumble upon. That's the better word. They're not rare, not valuable, but just very uncommon. Then the stuff that's gonna end up in my humble video game collection. For the Game Boy Advance, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. These are of course original. I've checked these, and if you want to see how you check them, check out the video I posted a while back on how to spot fake Game Boy games. Then Pokemon Leaf Green and Donkey Kong King of Swing for the Game Boy Advance as well. And this is something for the PlayStation 1 I had never seen before, so I'm quite sure you have never seen it before either. It's not 100% complete because it's missing a penalty blindfold. This is a World Cup 98 for the PlayStation 1, and this is the EA Sports Fan Edition, and it comes with the game, of course, a World Cup chart and rules, disposable Fuji camera, blindfold, red and yellow cards, and a rubber remote. All of it is in here except the penalty blindfold, but let me show you. For instance, here you have the rubber remote, and it can be used to vent your frustration by throwing this at the television. Here you have the camera, the game, and the red and yellow cards back there. So this is something I had been looking for I think 2 or 3 years. No eBay searches ever cleared until I found this one. Then some other games for the NES, Crack Out, for the Super Nintendo, Lost Vikings and Mystic Quest Legend. For the PC, Simon the Sorcerer Part 2 and Mortal Kombat 3. Now I finally have all the big box Mortal Kombat games, and this one was my favorite in my childhood. I've played this one countless amounts of hours. Together with my brother on the same keyboard, pausing when someone was dead, trying out fatalities. That was the best thing ever. Really, really love this game. About 3 times a year I do a big trade with one of the biggest collectors from the UK. He's a good friend of mine, and this is what got in this time. For the Sega Mega Drive, Toe Jam and Earl. Already had part 2, but now I have the first one too. Quake Mission Pack Part 2, Dissolution of Eternity. Team Hospital. This is the only theme game that I really loved as a kid. Well, I'm becoming a doctor, so that's not strange, right? You had people vomiting all over the place, and with bloated heads, etc., invisibility. Then you have Dungeon Keeper The Deeper Dungeons, which is an expansion pack, Outlaws, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo PC version, and Aftershock, which is a Quake expansion as well. Then some more PC games I got from him. These two are the Carmageddon Splat Pack, which completes my Carmageddon set, and Sam and Max Hit the Road, 100% complete, so with the comic, with everything in there. Finally have this in my collection as well. And the last, but definitely not the least one, is a really special Half-Life 2 Collector's Edition. It has pretty much the same content as the other Half-Life 2 Collector's Edition I have, which is a big cardboard box, but this, as you can see, is a big tin box with some cool engravings on the front. So these are really nice additions to my collection, and I'm really happy with them. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you want to see more, check out the channel, of course. Every week multiple videos, and of course already hundreds of videos on the channel. Be sure to like me on facebook.com/drretromd, and I hope you see you next time again. Bye bye.